Here are Geoffrey Boycott's thoughts about the first test of the English summer. Geoffrey, we thought this one was headed for a bore draw, but we've just witnessed something incredible. And England have won the match.
I never saw it coming, honestly. I thought that when Andrew Strauss declared he might get 2 or 3 wickets, 4 maybe, put a little bit of a wobble under Sri Lanka, maybe get a couple of batsmen out or get a failure before they go to Lords. That's what you tend to do. But I thought somebody would stick around. For goodness sake, there's only about 40, 50 overs. And the pitch has played pretty well once you get through the new ball. But I didn't think the Sri Lankans would bat so badly. I don't think much of their bowling, but their batting, they got some top players. I thought the wicket that got Mahela Jayawardene out was a cracking delivery from Tremlett. It's always hard to get forward to very, very tall men, as we've seen from Ambrose. Garner before him. You tend to want to get forward, but you're always, the ball's going to bounce high and you can't. He sort of got half forward, didn't do anything wrong, but it pitched beautifully and left him easy catch at slip. And then I thought Swan's delivery to Sangakkara was exceptionally good. He went round the wicket, little bit of rough outside his off stump, so he knows it's going to turn a little bit, but he made it swerve in, almost Shane Warne type, and then it just spun away a little bit. He played at the ball, again, didn't do anything particularly wrong, but it was a beautiful delivery, went to slip. That's 2 of your best players out. And then from then on, Samarawira's shot was awful. He's almost the pressure of the men round the bat to the spinner. He tried to drive 3, 4 times, hit the boots of the man in front, and finally tried to cut one from not the right length, got an underside edge onto the stumps. There were things like that. I mean, the wicketkeeper was hooking, got a glove on it. You're trying to save the match. If they look back at it, they should be a bit embarrassed. As much as I give full credit for England for bowling well, pressurising them, catching well, good cricket by England, but really, Sri Lanka should ask themselves, should we have lost that? Should we really, really have lost that on that pitch? There were no great snakes, just good bowling, pressure, and they failed to handle the pressure. Very disappointing. If their batsmen can't handle England's bowling, we know their bowling isn't good enough to worry England. I don't know how the hell they're going to cope at Lords and the 3rd test at Hampshire.
For the second time running, England have won. I'm sorry, the second time this year, England have won a match with one key bowler down. Last time it was Broad, this time Anderson. I mean, just makes it all the better for them. Well,
that's what you thought. You thought, well, get through the 2 new ball bowlers, and then you should be able to play. This is not going to turn a great deal. It's turned a bit. We know he's a good spinner, Swan, but so much players being lost to rain, so it's not really a 5-day pitch. It's probably about 3 3/4. You know, I mean, it was just pretty poor. If the Sri Lankan public have been watching that, knowing that Malinga's never going to bowl again and Murali's never going to bowl again in Test cricket, well, they'll wonder how they're ever going to beat England in England. Their bowling attack looks very ordinary. It looks, if you get a good pitch and you're a batsman opposing them, it looks like help yourself. And that's not good for Sri Lankan cricket. We always thought, everybody who were Sri Lankan supporters always thought Murali was a huge factor for them. Bowling 40% of their overs, getting most of their wickets, match-winning performances. But what they failed to realise, he made bowlers at the other end look better. That's the problem, because when he was giving problems to opposition batsmen, and they were finding it difficult to read him, difficult to score, it made it easier for them to bowl. Now he's not there, they're going to find it very, very tough indeed. And as nice as you can be about them, because they're lovely people, it is really going to be tough. What I've seen here in Cardiff is very ordinary, really is ordinary. And therefore, I think it's help yourself time for England's batsmen in the next 2 tests. Unless something extraordinary happens, that the pitches are poor, result pitches, I think they're going to struggle. Batting will be okay, but if England bowl them out at any time, I can't see how they're going to get back in the match with the bowling they've got.
Having said that, the Cardiff wicket is renowned. We saw what happened in the Ashes Test 2 years ago, 674 I think Australia got. It is renowned as one of the flattest decks. Do you think Lords and Southampton are going to be like this?
I think Lords will be the best chance of a result. because we've had a lot of results there in recent years. It usually plays out to be a good pitch, but because of the slope, there's always something for the bowlers to work with, a spinner or seamer. And therefore, with the slope, the bowlers get into the act. And I fancy England's bowling is better than Sri Lanka's. And if we get 5 full days, I would expect England to win. England's batting is pretty good. There's only Peterson who's under real pressure. His dismissal again by a left-arm spinner was pathetic, to be honest. And he keeps on telling himself he doesn't have a problem. But when the facts say you've got out 19 times to them, they don't lie. Facts don't tell you everything, I accept that. And until he puts his hand up and says, look, I have a little problem here, he's not going to solve it easily. And if he doesn't get runs at Lords, he's going to be under serious pressure, because nobody has a divine right to stay in the side if they don't perform. You know, having performed in the past only helps you so far. We've got a lot of young players queuing up to play for England. I thought Bell played exceptionally well. He came in when England were looking to get on with it. His lovely fluent touch. I'm glad he got 100. He fully deserved it. Cook played very well, just carried on like he did in Australia. I think he played 1 play and miss in his 100. Trott, he's just a guy that has one way of playing. Great concentration, great patience, good defence. The shots he has, there's not a lot, but he knows where he's going to play them. He knows his game inside out and he sticks to that. It does make him one-paced. When England needed to push on so they could make up a bit of time with the time taken off for rain, he couldn't do it. I think he scored 70-odd runs in 50-odd overs. You know, he couldn't push on. But that's not a criticism. He's a very good player for England, and I think they're going to be all right, England, with batting. I can't see Sri Lanka beating him. I mean, if I laid awake all night, I can't find a way Sri Lanka can beat them. England would have to beat themselves. They'd have to do something absolutely stupid.
Just going back to Peterson, his problems, I suppose it just exacerbates them really when you've got guys, 3 other guys getting such calm and collected centuries compared to, well, the Catherine Hot Tin Roof performance he put up against Harath in particular.
Well, I think Kevin's determined to prove to everybody that he doesn't have a problem. That's fine, but he tries to get on top of the left-arm spinners before he gets in. So he's looking to get down the pitch, he's looking to whack them. He doesn't give himself time to just play the ball. Play a few overs. Just take the ball that's given to you. If it's a good ball, defend it. Just get used. We used to tell youngsters, and we still do, when you go in, get used to the pitch, get used to the bowler's action, get used to whether the ball's turning or seaming, and when you've been there and started to feel comfortable, then you can expand your repertoire of batting. Those simple basic things still apply, you know, in Test match cricket as they do to teaching youngsters or young schoolboys. And Kevin should go back to basics. In fact, Trott wasn't trying to criticise him and wasn't really trying to give him a lot of advice, but he was asked about his own game, and he said, I keep it simple and go back to basics. And that was the best thing for Kevin. But Kevin's a law unto himself. It's really between the ears, isn't it? You've got to admit that you do keep getting out to him, and if he keeps on trying to tell everybody and telling himself that he doesn't have a problem, and then he keeps getting out to him, then it seems stupid.
The last word, I guess, has to go to Jonathan Trott. Another 100, another 150, I think is his 4th in his last 6 innings this year, in this 12 months. What is going on in his head? I mean, what you yourself know...
Well, he's mentally strong. And I've always said in cricket that you do need ability, you need talent. You can be blessed with it, you can work at it, you can make yourself better, but you do have a mind for it. There's so many players, you know, in the game who have talent, but somehow can't step up that to the higher level. They don't have the mental capacity to do that. Take Mark Ramprakash. Played 50 tests and he averages 27, does he? It can't be his talent. He's making hundreds for Surrey every year. And he's 40. But something going on in his head, he's not allowed to do it, or he's not being able to do it. There's the mental. And Trott is very good and very strong mentally.